welcome the folks listening on WVLK in Lexington Radio, WVLK 590 with our producer there, Terry Murphy. We're here live. Coach Justin Cheatham joins me again for this broadcast here tonight, simulcasting on PrepSpin and on WVLK. First game, Coach, I tell you what, I'm not surprised Bryan Station won the game. I'm just surprised that they totally took Lafayette out of their game. And their defense, we said it best, they had the right name tonight, defenders of the station, because they defended the station tonight.
They looked so impressive in their opener, and then tonight you come out against a top 20 Lafayette team who we know can play excellent basketball, took them completely out of their game. Lafayette never able to find any sort of rhythm at all. I mean, this stat alone right here, 38% from the free throw line, 6% from behind the three-point line. Bryan Station moves on in impressive fashion.
It'll be Lexington Catholic here against Henry Clay. Griffin Brixey will join us as well after we get the starting lineups from the public address announcer. But, okay, Coach, Lexington Catholic, Henry Clay, what do you think?
Gary, Henry Clay, 17th ranked team in the state. Lexington Catholic, 11th ranked team in the state. These two teams have not met since 2011. Haven't met, of course, this season. Two teams that can both play at extremely high levels. You expect Henry Clay to want to play at a fast pace. Lexington Catholic will play at a fast pace, but they'll play much more of a precision-type game. You just wonder, is Tanner Johnson on or is he off?
Yeah.
If he's on, they move on. If he's not, Henry Clay could have a chance.
It is Lexington Catholic 22-8 and Lexington Henry Clay 21-10. We mentioned before the first game tonight between Bryan Station as they battled in their game. Bryan Station took on that good Lafayette team, that all four teams had the best records in the 11th region. Not only do they have the best records, they were all four ranked in the top 20 in the state. Something had to give. Bryan Station totally dominated that first game. And now we got Henry Clay and Catholic, of course, who starts all five seniors in their starting lineup.
Right, 5 seniors. That's huge advantage for Lexington Catholic. And I'll tell you something else, an interesting stat. This season, Lexington Catholic against Lexington competition is 7-3 against Lexington competition. Against Lexington competition, Henry Clay hasn't done so well. They lost twice to Dunbar, twice to Station, and to Lafayette.
But all four teams had the best records in the 11th region. Not only do they have the best records, they're all four ranked in the top 20 in the state. Something had to give. Bryan Station totally dominated that first game. And now we got Henry Clay and Catholic, of course, who starts all five seniors in their starting lineup.
Right, 5 seniors. That's huge advantage for Lexington Catholic. And I'll tell you something else, an interesting stat. This season, Lexington Catholic against Lexington competition is 7-3. Against Lexington competition. Against Lexington competition, Henry Clay hasn't done so well.
Hatmaker Vincent Brimble prospered in the town of Hattington. Never flashy, he only made the classic bowler. Then suddenly the day's trend became preposterously tall. His Raymond James financial advisor reminded him that focusing on the long term is always fashionable. The fad was indeed a passing one. His patience paid off, allowing him to one day hang up his hat with confidence. Life well planned. See what a Raymond James advisor can do for you.
In 1956, Gene Lowe started a small sporting goods store in London to help local schools. Over 50 years later, Lowe's Sporting Goods has grown to meet the needs of our community. We offer screen printing, lettering, and monogramming, and a full line of custom trophies for your teams and events. Lowe's has fan apparel from the NFL, UK, and all of our local schools. So no matter what team, no matter what season, Lowe's can outfit your team from head to toe, on the field, on the hardwood, or in the boardroom. Swing on over to Lowe's Sporting Goods, 901 Main Street in London and 916 Master Street in Corbin.
I'm Todd Graves with special guest Les Miles. Fans seem to have a set of game day traditions they really love.
And one tradition I really love is the one love of Raising Cane's. The delicious taste of those fresh, never frozen chicken fingers, along with that amazing cane sauce, lemonade, and sweet tea.
Wow, I think that covers every game day tradition out there.
You didn't mention my sweet dance moves.
That's a whole other show.
Raising Cane's.
One love.
By the numbers, Whitaker Bank loves the Kentucky communities we serve.
Over 30,000 Kentuckians are saving time and money by doing their banking online with Whitaker Electronic Banking.
341,000 transactions were made on the go last year using the Whitaker Bank mobile app.
Over 340,000 text alerts were sent last year with Whitaker Bank Text Banking.
We share your passion, Kentucky. Love the bank that loves you back. Whitaker Bank is uniquely Kentucky.
Hankins with a spin move to left hand, good.
Back. Drives into the lane, goes up and good, and is fouled. What a play by Jeremiah Bell.
Be good to go over there. I think Terry Johnson and big dunk right there by Matt Rose. Nice dish too.
Tom Davis down low, good pass, played up and in by Cal.
Looking down low, the alley-oop.
6 seconds.
Got him.
Back door and the dunk with authority.
Rose, right wing, Ferguson steps into a three, got it.
Ferguson now 14 points in this.
The following sports broadcast is brought to you by Clear Choice Orthodontics, home of Doctors Durbin, Wong, and Gardner. By Sutherland Chevrolet over in Nicholasville. By Raising Cane's Chicken Fingers. By UK Healthcare, Orthopedic Surgery, and Sports Medicine. By Whitaker Bank, uniquely Kentucky. By Roberts Insurance and Investments. By UK Healthcare, Kentucky Children's Hospital. By Crown Trophy. Dallin Family Dentistry. Central Bank. Lowe's Sporting Goods. Raymond James. Richard Noonan is your agent. By News Talk 590 WVLK. And by Rafferty's. We now take you live to today's ball game in high definition on PrepSpin.com.
During the Bryan Station game, cutting up a little bit, but you know they want to beat each other so bad.
Well, tell us what you think early on. I thought Bryan Station set the tempo with their defense against Lafayette. Early on, they kind of set the tone that this is our game tonight to lose, and we're not going to lose tonight. Daquan Clyde told us that in the start of the game, in the post game, that he just felt like that they had their game tonight defensively. What do you think here, Coach? Henry Clay, we've seen him. We've seen this good Catholic team. What do you think early on we should be looking for in this game?
Right, it is so important to come out and have that defensive intensity, because in an environment like this, your nerves are just a little bit up, and you might, miss some early shots. So you want to get the easiest possible shot you can get early on, see that ball go through the net, and the easiest possible shots come off steals and fast breaks that lead to layups and dunks. That's what you want to see. Defensive intensity that leads to easy early baskets.
I'll tell you a couple things I'm going to look for is Tanner Johnson knocking down three-pointers, and for Henry Clay is Dakari Campbell knocking down three-pointers, and is Isaiah Tisdale on his game. Those are the things I'm going to look for, and also I'm going to look for Lexington Catholic, Michael Talbot. Is he penetrating, and is his little, as you said, where am I going, but it goes in, shots going in like he normally makes, talking about Talbot, and Jared Griffin, is he knocking down shots for Catholic?
That's right. We've seen a cold Lexington Catholic team this year, and we've seen hot Lexington Catholic teams this year, but it seems like when the game is close at the end, Lexington Catholic finds ways to win. For Henry Clay to win this game, they need a little bit of cushion late in the fourth quarter, because if it's close, Catholic will handle the ball, they'll handle the pressure, they'll make free throws, and they'll come out of here with a win.
We want to thank you folks, Rafferty's Restaurants on WVLK, Rafferty's Restaurants with a special as you. Also Bob Roberts Insurance. Bob Roberts Insurance on Main Street here in Richmond, Kentucky. Bob Roberts Insurance, they insure half the great state of Kentucky. This will be a radio broadcast tonight that will be carrying on PrepSpin as well, so remember that. I always like to let people know that it is a radio broadcast, even though you can watch it in high definition on PrepSpin. And in just a couple of minutes, we'll come back and we'll throw it over to the public address announcer with tonight's starting lineups here at McBrayer Arena. It's Lexington Catholic and Henry Clay. The winner gets Bryan Station, a 64-48 winner earlier tonight over Lafayette. We'll return here on WVLK and on PrepSpin.com.
The Kentucky Center for Orthodontics, home of Doctors Durbin, Wong, and Gardner, is now Clear Choice Orthodontics. Why the name change, you ask? Well, we believe that there's only one choice for all your orthodontics needs, and that choice is Clear. Clear Choice Orthodontics. We offer a unique level of care for each smile in your family. We also feature the latest in Invisalign technology and Invisalign Teen. Put our award-winning experience to work for you. For a lifetime of beautiful smiles, come visit the most outstanding orthodontist in Kentucky, Clear Choice Orthodontics, home of Doctors Durbin, Wong, and Gardner.
Choosing a college is about setting a course, a path that leads to your destination. At EKU, the adventure is what lies in between. Eastern Kentucky University. Great journeys begin here.
Folks, this is Gary Ball, and you hear my catchphrase, soup and a sandwich. When I want the best potato soup and prime rib sandwich, I head over to Rafferty's Restaurants after my games. Check out Rafferty's 9 great locations throughout Kentucky, and all you teens, you can eat at Rafferty's before those big ball games. The open prime rib sandwich is what legends are made of. Ask Joe B. Hall, the legend himself, it's his favorite. Rafferty's is a big supporter of high school sports throughout Kentucky. Rafferty's, where the special is you.
By the numbers, Whitaker Insurance Group loves the Kentucky communities we serve.
Kentucky families have saved an average of 10% on their personal insurance policies by switching to Whitaker Insurance Group.
Kentucky businesses that switch to Whitaker Insurance Group have saved an average of over 12%.
Whitaker Insurance Group represents over 20 carriers, which means finding a great rate is easy.
We share your passion, Kentucky. Love the bank that loves you back. Whitaker Insurance Group is uniquely Kentucky.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Paul S. McBrayer Arena here on the campus of Eastern Kentucky University for 11th Region Boys Basketball action. Our second game this evening will feature the Knights of Lexington Catholic High School and the Blue Devils of Henry Clay High School. And now let's meet your starting lineups. First, for the Knights of Lexington Catholic High School, out of District 43, with a record of 22 wins and 8 losses, dressed in their black uniforms trimmed in blue and white. A senior guard standing 5 feet 9 inches, wearing number 1, Michael Talbot. A senior guard standing 6 feet 1 inches, wearing number 3, Jared Griffin. A senior forward standing 6 feet 4 inches, wearing number 21, Tanner Johnson. A senior forward standing 6 feet 3 inches, wearing number 22, Reese Ryan. A senior center standing 6 feet 5 inches, wearing number 35, Walker Booth. The Knights are coached by Brendan Salzman. Now let's meet the Blue Devils of Henry Clay High School out of District 42 with a record of 21 wins and 10 losses, dressed in their white uniforms trimmed in blue and gold. A junior guard standing 6 feet 1 inches, wearing 00, Isaiah Tisdale. A senior guard standing 6 feet 1 inches, wearing number 1, Colby Barnes. A senior guard standing 5 feet 9 inches, wearing number 4, Dakari Campbell. A senior guard standing 6 feet 1 inches, wearing number 5, Felix Wilson. And a junior center standing 6 feet 5 inches, wearing number 44, Jordan Houston. The Blue Devils are coached by Daniel Brown. Officials for this evening's game, Chris Hudson, Dale Ramsey, and Chaz Beerbaum. Are you ready? Are you ready for some basketball action?
Great job there by the public address announcer. Also joining us on the broadcast tonight, we have Griffin Brixey. Griff, welcome back to the microphone. You did a great job with us on that Henry Clay game earlier in the year. Good to have you back at the microphone.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Griffin Brixey will play his college football at Kentucky Wesleyan. He'll join us tonight. Coach Cheatham and Coach, things to look for early on we kind of talked about is Tanner Johnson knocking down the threes and how silky smooth is Mr. Tisdale.
Right, and who can handle the emotions in this gym right now? Both student sections have really raised the intensity. Who can handle it?
Felix Wilson works it across there. Wilson to the basket, bounces over the right side, and there's a shot put up by Houston, no. Battle forward by Colby Barnes, ripped off there. Coming out of there with it is Reese Ryan, and kick it over the left side, and here's a shot by Jared Griffin, in and out, and pulled down, and they kick it back out now to Tanner Johnson. Johnson now, they swing it around. Johnson kicks it back to Michael Talbot. Talbot looking down low, now kicks it over to Griffin. Griffin back over to Talbot. Talbot swings it back now with 7:23 to go in the first half. And it's Talbot down the lane, off glass, and he banks it home.
Catholic showed a lot of patience right there, just waiting for something to open up for him.
Colby Barnes in denial defense on Tanner Johnson.
The radio's off, so I guess he's picking up reps.
Henry Clay moving it up the floor against the 2-2-1 zone pressure by Lexington Catholic. Lexington Catholic now dropping back.
Felix Wilson now kicks it over to Dakari Campbell. Right side they go now to Felix Wilson. Back out to Campbell. Campbell kicks it over to Tisdale. 2-0 Catholic on top. With it is Felix Wilson. Here's Tisdale lining it up, and back of the rim, no. Battle for Booth, into the hands it comes now of Catholic. Talbot down the lane. Talbot back out, they swing it over to Jared Griffin. Griffin kicks it over on the right side. Johnson, little elbow, shoulder, and locks it down. He lowered that left shoulder, Coach, but he still knocked down the floater.
Right, Colby Barnes is denying Tanner Johnson, but had no idea where the ball was. Tanner able to catch before Colby ever knew the ball was in flight.
4-0 Catholic on top here. Thanks for watching tonight on PrepSpin.com and WVLK. Gary Ball with Justin Cheatham and Griffin Brixey. Out top, here's Campbell's three. Off the mark, rebounded by Ryan. Reese Ryan pulled it down.
Well, that's two possessions, very little movement, settled for the quick three.
Long three by Johnson, air ball, out of bounds. It will go to Henry Clay.
Coach, just like you said, Henry Clay's really settling, not looking to attack the basket. And I think if you can get inside the zone, they can have some success.
Right, they've had three possessions. The first possession they attacked, got to the rim. The next two possessions, it's been two passes and settle for a three.
Campbell in the middle, goes to Tisdale, stripped away by Ryan. Reese Ryan comes out of there with it. They give it over to Jared Griffin. Griffin now down the middle on the dribble. Hands it back over to Tanner Johnson. Same spot. This time it's off the mark. There's Griffin battling. It goes out of bounds, and they're going to give it back to Lexington Catholic. Catholic leads. What are they doing here early on, guys? Catholic to have this 4-0 lead.
Well, Catholic's really moving the ball and looking for open shots, whereas Henry Clay is just kind of standing, waiting for something to happen and not really moving the ball that well.
Inbound to Griffin, and a foul call with 5:28 to go, and it's 4-0. Lexington Catholic leading Henry Clay here tonight on PrepSpin and simulcasting on WVLK Radio.
Well, right now, offensively, the only thing going right for Henry Clay is the fact that Tanner Johnson is 0 for 2. He's had two good looks, missed both threes, missed the first one badly. Henry Clay student section reminding him about it now every time he's going to touch the ball. But Griffin is exactly right. Lexington Catholic much more precise on the offensive end, moving without the ball well. Henry Clay settling right now.
Griffin knocking both free throws down to make it 6-0. 5:24 to go here in the first period of the 11th Region Tournament. Bryan Station won earlier tonight. Here's Campbell bouncing down low to Houston. Jordan Houston. Houston trying to throw it up, and what's going to be the call here? Did they call a travel or a foul? Looked like there was some contact.
Yeah, Jordan Houston brought the ball down low. Some hands went in there on it. He jumps, comes back down with the ball in his hand. Maybe could have been a jump ball call or a travel. They went with the travel. Henry Clay's got to play defense.
5:07 here, 6-0 Catholic. Reese Ryan on the left side. Goes over to Walker Booth. Booth hangs, throws it up too strong. Rebounded by Tanner Johnson. He puts it up, blocked by Henry Clay. Houston's got it to Colby Barnes.
I think that was Barnes on the block on Tanner Johnson. Great defense.
Wilson to Campbell, lines up to 3. Air ball. Everybody a little tight right now. Johnson rips it out of there.
Yeah, you don't want to be shooting threes when you're this tight. You're 0 for 4 from the field. You need to get an easy basket.
Ryan lines up the shot. That's back of the rim, no good. Rebounded by Wilson. Here comes Felix Wilson with 4:32. He stops and pops, and in and out. Battle for it. Tisdale's got it. He's going to drive. Hank score. He will get the soup and the sandwich.
Yeah, that's the key for Henry Clay right now. We've played just over 3 minutes. You've shot the ball 6 times, 4 of which are threes, none of which have been close. Great job there to attack the basket. Tisdale on the putback puts Henry Clay on the board.
And just like we said, if you get to the basket, I think you can have some success. When you settle, that's when shots tend to not fall.
Tisdale trying to complete the three-point play. In and out. Reese Ryan battling. Houston saves it out to Colby Barnes. Tisdale's knocked away by Griffin. Ball on the floor. Griffin and Tisdale taps it over. Come out to Felix Wilson. He penetrates. Floater off glass, no. Ryan battling and a whistle foul call. It's going to go on Jordan Houston.
Got the shot off for Henry Clay. Houston over the back. Possession back to Lexington Catholic with a 6-2 lead 4 minutes into this game. Lexington Catholic also 0 for 4 from the three-point line. So 8 threes already taken in under 4 minutes in this basketball game. None made.
4:12 to go here in the first period. 6-2. Catholic up, even though their superstar, Tanner Johnson, has thrown up 2 air balls from 3. 6-2, 4:09. Across the line is Jared Griffin for the Knights. He stops, lines up the 3, in and out. Rebounded by Felix Wilson for Henry Clay. Wilson wanting to push it, cut off by Griffin. Kicks it in the corner now to Leander Ridgway out top. Shot won't go for Tisdale. Picked up by Barnes, and Colby lays it in.
Barnes had a wide open lane to get to that rebound. That's why he was able to finish so successfully.
6-4. Good backside rebound there, Coach.
Right, 3 offensive rebounds for Henry Clay and led to their 4 points.
6-4. Lead cut to 2. Tanner Johnson out top, lines up a 3, and it's off the mark and rebounded there by Jordan Houston. He gives now to Tisdale.
Both teams settling for threes, Gary. 0 for 6, Lexington Catholic.
Hanging Ridgway, short. Battle for it. Talbot comes out of there with it. Michael Talbot with Griffin out in front of him. Talbot down the left side, hanging and put it in. Michael Talbot went right over top of Tisdale.
Boy, that's the strength of your ball club right there. Michael Talbot getting to the rim.
8-4. Dump down low, trying to go to Houston. Picked up by Ridgway. Gives it now to Tisdale. Slices, dices, hangs, draws the foul. Well, I like the way Tisdale slices and dices to the basket, you know. So hard to stop there.
Yeah, that should have been a turnover right there by Henry Clay. Lexington Catholic defense not aware. Ball goes back to Henry Clay and Tisdale. Great job. So what we've seen right here, you're 0 for 5 Henry Clay, 0 for 6 Lexington Catholic from behind the three-point line. Talbot drives, Tisdale drives. You got to see more of that. Get those high percentage baskets, get a few to fall, get something going on the offensive end.
Tisdale struggling at the free throw line here early on. 8-4 ball game. Lexington Catholic by 4 as Jordan Houston checks out of the ball game for Henry Clay. Tisdale at the line. Leander Ridgway's in there with Felix Wilson. And I believe that is a big Tariq Smith, isn't it, that just checked in for him?
That's right.
Yeah, Tariq Smith checked in. So he missed them both, guys.
Yeah, 0 for 3 now from the free throw line.
Kick it in the corner now to Johnson. Behind the back, dumps it back out top now. He goes to J.J. Agbugu, Joseph Agbugu. They like to call him J.J. 8-4. And now that's a Donovan Morris. Morris cut off. Knocked away by Tisdale. Tisdale's got a bust out. Agbugu back. Tisdale missed it. And it's going to be out of bounds as Jared Griffin tried to throw it in bounds as he jumped up, but he stepped out of bounds.
Tisdale, great defensive job there. Anticipates the pass. Gets the high percentage basket. Gary, he misses it. I'm telling you, for the Blue Devils right now, 18% shooting. Lexington Catholic, 23% shooting.
A good hustle by Catholic to get back and really force that bad shot by Tisdale as well.
Gary Ball with Justin Cheatham and Griffin Brixey, our intern tonight. along with Aaron Rose and Mr. Warfield here. Listening tonight, simulcasting WVLK and PrepSpin. Left side with it, Ridgeway. He bounces down low to Kobe Barnes. Barnes, hook shot blocked there by Peter Whitman, who just checked in. Foul called, so big 6'5" Peter Whitman, the sophomore, comes in, makes his presence felt with a rejection.
Yeah, Whitman does a good job of sliding his feet, going straight up, gets the block.
Nice crowd in here, guys. Really good crowd.
Great, loud crowd. Really makes it a fun and exciting environment.
Thanks for watching tonight on PrepSpin.com and also WVLK Radio, 590 WVLK. 207. Johnson going baseline. Tanner up and in. Tanner Johnson.
And that's just high IQ by Tanner Johnson. He's over from outside. Get the ball to the rim.
10-4. Wilson, they kick it around the perimeter now. Does Henry Clay. Back to Tisdale. Hands it back to Felix Wilson. Wilson working there defensively on Ogbugu. Now gives it back to Tisdale to Leander Ridgeway. Ridgeway back to Wilson. Gets a pick from Barnes. Goes over to Ridgeway. Slices to the basket. Hanging short arms it. Rebounded by Johnson. 10-4. Catholic on top. Lead in leather. Griffin hands it now over to Peter Whitman. Back to Griffin. A long three. Off the iron. Left side. No kind. And rebounded. A boxing after Ogbugu battling there with Tisdale. And they're going to call a technical foul. We got a technical foul call.
Well, good job by Smith to hustle over to Tisdale, get him backed up, or it could have been worse than a technical. This will be just 2 shots in the ball. Tisdale was going after Ogbugu.
That's the frustration, just the frustration that is built up with missing free throws, missing shots. It just kind of escalated right there at the end, really out of characteristic play by Tisdale.
Yeah, I feel like he got really frustrated after the layup miss. It was great defense, missed the shot that he knew he should have made, has missed a couple of free throws. You're exactly right, just really frustrated right now.
So Coach will have some technicals here by Griffin, and then they'll get the ball, correct?
That's correct, and Griffin, who is 0 for 3 from behind the three-point line tonight, 2 for 2 from the free throw line, will go to the free throw line and shoot the technicals, and with a 10-4 lead can extend this lead for Lexington Catholic. Officials talking to both coaches.
Coach, they just said that they were going to give the foul to Barnes, but Barnes wasn't in. I didn't see Barnes involved in the play, and that's what Coach Brown's getting clarification right now to see if he's getting a foul from Barnes or getting a foul on Tisdale.
Well, whatever the call, Coach Daniel Brown not pleased with it at all.
You know, I did not see a whole lot from Mr. Tisdale other than he was upset. I don't know that it...
other than he approached and his lips were moving. But for all we know, he was saying, good play, Ogbugu, can I help you up?
But obviously the official heard otherwise.
Heard something else.
Yeah. Free throw by Griffin, and he's a good free throw shooter, one of the best at 83%. He knocks them both down.
Well, I mentioned he's 0 for 3 from the three-point line already, but you remember the district finals.
Right.
He was 1 for 9, and then in the third overtime, he makes the game-winning shot. So it doesn't bother him. He's going to keep shooting.
2 for 13 from the field for the Blue Devils, 4 of 13 for the Knights, but they're 4 for 4 at the line. They lead by 8 points, and looking at Clay, they hadn't even hit it. They have not hit a free throw. 0 for 3.
Sometimes getting a technical ignites your team.
Johnson's 3 off the front of the iron. No, rebounded by Wilson. Wilson wanting to push it. Isaiah Tisdale's a great kid. He'll be all right. Down lane Wilson, he's bumped there, and a foul's going to be called against Lexington Catholic with the contact there by Donovan Morris.
Coach, who would have thought 7 minutes into the game, and Tanner Johnson only has 4 points, and Isaiah Tisdale has 2 points.
Right.
Both stars for their teams respectively.
12-4 ball game. Henry Clay's Felix Wilson. He's a young man, as you know, Bricks, can score in bunches as well, talking about Wilson. He kicks it way out now to his teammate there, Justin Mitchell, who just checked in. Back it goes to Tisdale. They swing it around to Wilson. Baseline, a jumper, 10-footer, air ball, and battle for it, Reese Ryan. Good rebound there for the Knights with just 57 seconds here. Catholic leading 12-4 over Henry Clay.
Reese Ryan doing his job. 3 rebounds here in the first quarter.
Down to 48 seconds. Michael Talbot pounds it down out near the big EKU Colonel logo out there, and it's a big one.
It sure is, and Talbot just...
Ryan finds an open lane and throws it up. No, Tisdale, but Peter Whitman rips it off of there. And Whitman kicks it back to Talbot. Big offensive board work there by Peter Whitman. Left side, they swing it now. Coming back out to Donovan Morris. 22 seconds now in the first period. Catholic in the black with the blue, and Devils in the white with the blue and the gold trim. Morris backs it back out, 14 seconds. Morris down the lane, over to Peter Whitman, back to Reese Ryan. Back out front to Talbot, looking up, 8 seconds now to go. Down to 5. Goes to Tanner Johnson, posting up, turning. Johnson won't go. Peter Whitman got a hand on it, pulled out of there, and that's going to do it for the quarters. We head to the second quarter. It is Lexington Catholic 12, Henry Clay 4. We'll return here on WVLK and PrepSpin, 12-4 Catholic on top.
By the numbers, Whitaker Bank loves the Kentucky communities we serve.
There are 50 Whitaker Bank locations serving Kentucky communities just like mine.
61 Whitaker Bank ATMs throughout Kentucky make getting quick access to cash easy.
Whitaker Bank staff serves the needs of nearly 70,000 Kentucky customers every day.
We share your passion, Kentucky. Love the bank that loves you back. Whitaker Bank is uniquely Kentucky.
I'm Todd Graves with special guest Les Miles. Fans seem to have a set of game day traditions they really love.
And one tradition I really love is the one love of Raising Cane's. The delicious taste of those fresh, never frozen chicken fingers, along with that amazing cane sauce, lemonade, and sweet tea.
Wow, I think that covers every game day tradition out there.
You didn't mention my sweet dance moves.
That's a whole other show. Raising Cane's, one love.
Gary Ball with Coach Justin Cheatham and Griffin Brixey, our intern tonight here on the broadcast. It was all Lexington Catholic. Man, Henry Clay, 2 of 14 in that first quarter. They were 0 for 5 behind the line, 0 for 3 at the free throw line. Didn't shoot it well at all, but they're only down 8 points, Coach.
Gary, it looks like you and I playing horse out there right now, 25% to 14%.
Well, wait a minute, who's the 25?
I mean, I think I'm the 25
okay.
on a good day.
Okay. With it is Morris. He hands it now to Griffin. Griffin on the right side, pounds it down on the dribble. Henry Clay now is going to back into a 2-3 zone, it looks like. Now they're matching up out of that zone. Griffin. Ball knocked away Wilson, and it goes off the hand there of Talbot. That will be Henry Clay basketball. Good call, official right there on top of it.
Yeah, well, that's exactly what Henry Clay needs to do. Step up the defensive intensity. Wilson, great job there, jumping the passing lane, getting the deflection off of Talbot. Turnover, Lexington Catholic. Ball goes back to Henry Clay.
So it will be Dakari Campbell back in for the Henry Clay Blue Devils. Colby Barnes back in. So Henry Clay going with Felix Wilson, Colby Barnes, Dakari Campbell, and Jordan Houston and Isaiah Tisdale. Wilson, back it comes now to Barnes. Throws it in the middle, picked up there by Tisdale, and he's got it down low, double dribbled. As the ball was knocked down, he double dribbled. So turn it over to Lexington Catholic, 7:25. Bryan Station won earlier tonight. Bryan Station 64-48 over Lafayette. So Bryan Station in the regional title tomorrow night right here on PrepSpin and WVLK at 7:30 tomorrow night.
Well, we start this quarter, both teams turning the ball over on their first possession.
7:14 to go. Down low spinning, Agbugu.
Yeah, leading ball. Michael Talbot's just going to back it out. This is what Lexington Catholic does so well, run their offense. Michael Talbot spins, drives. Wilson, big block.
Big block there, big time block. Here's Wilson wanting to push it. Wilson down the lane. There's another block there by Agbugu of Catholic. Talbot hits it off his knee out of bounds.
Yeah, Talbot runs the floor well, but Felix Wilson, I'm sorry, that was Tisdale running the floor, back tips it out of bounds, and one official calls the ball to stay here. Another one from the other end comes down, and let's see. Going to say it's tipped and stays here with Lexington Catholic.
That should be Henry Clay. Ball went off Talbot's leg. It's right in front of us.
Yeah, right in front of us. Tisdale made a great defensive play there.
Henry Clay gets it back, though. Tisdale leads it out to Felix Wilson. Of course, remember his dad, Felix Wilson Sr., what a great wide receiver he was at the University of Kentucky. Jordan Houston, who had a double-double in the district tournament. Down low, Colby Barnes, blocked by Ryan, picked up by Agbugu. Ryan almost blocked that with his elbow.
Yeah, Ryan swung a haymaker that time. Got all ball.
He meant business with that block.
Yeah, he was trying to send that one over here to us.
Bryan Station won earlier tonight. They're in the regional title game tomorrow night. Lexington Catholic and Henry Clay here. 12-4 is your score. Henry Clay has only been able to put 4 points on the board, and we're 2 minutes into the second period.
Well, you can clearly see the strategy right now of Lexington Catholic. Get the ball up the court, stop up here, run some clock, be very patient, slow the tempo of the game down.
Talbot kicked it over to Ryan, fakes with the ball. Ryan left side, Reese looking in trouble. Now kicks it out top to Talbot. Little contact there with Tisdale. Talbot crossing over down the lane, spinning, throws it up and in.
That's not even possible. Michael Talbot did not just make that shot. That's again. No. How in the world did he just do that?
Wilson in trouble, and he is going to be pushed there. Foul's going to be called on Lexington Catholic. That's what you talk about so much is Talbot. No, and yes.
He makes defenders disappear. I know I saw 3 white jerseys there. I'm getting older. I may need glasses, but I know I saw 3 white jerseys there. No. He just scored.
14-4, guys. Catholic up by 10 here. 5:32 to go in the first half here at the 11th Region Tournament. Great crowd in here. Not capacity, but a really good crowd. Houston kicks it out to Wilson in the corner. Tisdale lines up the 3 and back of the rim, no. Rebounded by Peter Whitman. Falling to the floor. He gets it now to Tanner Johnson. Johnson to Michael Talbot. Talbot across the line for the Knights. They're in their black tonight. What do you guys think of these Catholic uniforms tonight?
They look good.
I like the all-black look.
Down low, Tanner Johnson posting up on Barnes and put it in. Tanner Johnson with 6, and we're going to get a timeout now by Daniel Brown as he has seen enough. It is Lexington Catholic 16, Henry Clay 4. We'll return here on PrepSpin and WVLK.
In 1956, Gene Lowe started a small sporting goods store in London to help local schools. Over 50 years later, Lowe's Sporting Goods has grown to meet the needs of our community. We offer screen printing, lettering, and monogramming, and a full line of custom trophies for your teams and events. Lowe's has fan apparel from the NFL, UK, and all of our local schools. So no matter what team, no matter what season, Lowe's can outfit your team from head to toe, on the field, on the hardwood, or in the boardroom. Swing on over to Lowe's Sporting Goods, 901 Main Street in London and 916 Master Street in Corbin.
Well, the big 3 has come up big tonight. When you talk about Michael Talbot, Jared Griffin, Tanner Johnson, they have combined for all 16 Catholic points. They lead 16-4. Henry Clay just frigid, 2 of 17, 12% from the field.
Right, and it's poor shooting mixed with bad shot selection, mixed with great defense by Lexington Catholic.
Make that 2 of 18 from the field on that miss there by Wilson. Griffin kicks it out to Talbot with 4 minutes and 40 seconds to go of first half action, and the Knights on top 16-4, leading Lexington Henry Clay, winners of the 42nd District. 42nd District runner-up Station already in the regional championship tomorrow night, convincingly 64-48 over the 43rd District runner-up, Lafayette.
Right, Station very impressive all 4 quarters so far in this game. Lexington Catholic very, very impressive as well.
Peter Whitman to Reese Ryan. Kick it over to Talbot. Talbot working there on Houston, faking. Now up and under, throws it off glass and knocks it down. Talbot, he's like Ringling Brothers and Barnum and Bailey. You know, it's circus time.
Well, as bad a shooting as we've had tonight, Talbot is 4 for 5. Why? Because he gets to the rim, uses his body well, and makes his layups.
Tisdale out top, he kicks it now to the basket, and a shot rolls out of there for Mitchell and pulled down by Johnson. 18-4 Catholic with 3:42 to go here in the first half.
The lid is glued on Henry Clay's basket, and it doesn't look like it's looking to come off anytime soon.
That's true.
They're now down to 10% shooting overall. 2 for 19, 0 for 6 from the three-point line. You think, well, maybe they can get to the free throw line and knock one down. Now they're 0 for 3 there, too.
And also rebounding, 19-11 edge for Catholic in that regard. Well, when you miss a lot of shots, you're going to have a lot of rebounds, right? They got 19 rebounds, Catholic.
That's right.
6 of those by Tanner Johnson. Rebounds. 3:30 to go in the first half. Griffin to the basket, off glass, good. Good shot there by Griffin. Jared now with 6 points. Talbot leads everybody with 8. And it's 20-4 Lexington Catholic. 3:18 to go before halftime. Jordan Houston for Henry Clay. Over to Tisdale. Swing it around the perimeter down to Ridgeway. Down low, Jordan Houston fakes. Throws it up, no good. Rebounded by Johnson. He's got 7 now. The lid continues to cover the basket off to our left, which is the one Henry Clay is shooting on. 2 of 20.
2 of 20, and Lexington Catholic in no rush to score. Every possession, Michael Talbot puts it on his hip for a few seconds, dribbles for a few seconds before they attack.
Johnson to the basket. A rejection there by Houston, foul called, and Tanner Johnson and Houston exchange a few verbal jabs there, if I will say.
Yeah, it was a block by Houston. Tanner Johnson going to go to the free throw line, says something to Houston. Houston comes back, says something else. Right now, there doesn't need to be any talk. Henry Clay just needs to step up their defense and make a shot.
Johnson's free throw in and out. Tanner normally a good free throw shooter. He averages 22 points a game. It was a real battle in the 11th this year between Darius Williams, Matt Rose, and Tanner Johnson for that scoring title in the 11th region. Those three guys all averaging big points for their ball club.
Yeah, big points, but right now, 1 for 2 from the free throw line, 0 for 4 from the three-point line. But like you said, he has 7 rebounds, so he's still doing something to help his team.
21-4, 2:37 to go in the first half. It's been all Lexington Catholic. The winner gets Bryan Station tomorrow night for the 11th region crown. Tisdale swings it around to Ridgeway in the middle of Jordan Houston, faking with the ball and rattles it in. Big time shot. Good sign there for Jordan Houston. Good sign there for Henry Clay finally getting a shot to go. If they could get this thing down to 10 or 12 points before halftime, then they got a workable margin in the second half.
Right, well, I know they're down big, but they were patient. That was a good offensive trip with great ball movement.
Tanner Johnson, a deep three off the mark. Nice rebound by Leander Ridgeway. Is it me or does Leander Ridgeway play and look a lot like Tisdale? They're both southpaws.
Right. Both have great length.
Yeah.
They kind of move the same way on the floor.
Tisdale has it down the lane, ball on the floor, picked up by Reese Ryan of Catholic. Ryan bounces over right side. Ogbugu hangs and lays it in.
Ogbugu runs the floor. Great. Gets fed by Reese Ryan for the easy 2.
Ridgeway hands it to Houston. Little short shot in and out for Houston. He can't believe it didn't drop. Minute 35. And here's the other way, Reese Ryan. He hangs and it's off the mark, rebounded. And the foul will be on Tisdale's that rebounds off. And Tisdale will pick up the personal.
You can see the dejection on all 5 players from Henry Clay's faces on the floor. They just look out of it, not really focused, frustrated.
Third foul, by the way, on Tisdale, guys.
Yeah, that's huge. I mean, absolutely nothing going right for Henry Clay. And to tell you how much fun Lexington Catholic's having, Reese Ryan goes in for that layup, takes it up with one hand, just as if to say, we got this, boys.
24-6 Catholic. They lead by 18. Both games on paper look like they were going to be really, really hard-fought games tonight, but Bryan Station's defense was superb in their game. Right now, you'd have to say you got to give credit to Catholic's defense. They're holding Henry Clay to 3 of 22 shooting right now.
Right, and then what happens is you get down and then you start rushing offensively. Lexington Catholic is making you play defense at the other end.
Wilson to Houston, and that's in and out. Jordan Houston can't buy one right now. He is 1 of 6 from the field. 25-6. Griffin, a long shot. Back of the rim, no. Tracked down. Good rebound by Mitchell. Mitchell back tapped, and we're going to have a reaching foul called, and it's going to go on Donovan Morris.
Well, that last possession by Lexington Catholic was very uncharacteristic, like of what they've been doing this entire quarter. They come down and really shoot a really long 3 there by Griffin. Long rebound results in a fast break for Henry Clay.
Minute 7 to go here before halftime. Lexington Catholic up big, 25-6. Bryan Station won earlier, 64-48. Almost a steal there, but that's Dakari Campbell. Campbell down the lane. Campbell, a lot of contact, throws it up, banks it in. Tough shot by Campbell.
Well, his shoulders were squared up with the exit when he shot that ball. I think if they'd have missed that one, they would have all headed for the exits. Fortunately, it went down.
I'm looking at Jeremiah Tisdale over there in the street clothes on in that bench. He's just thinking, what if? What if? What if I should have played this year?
Yeah. You know right now he wants to help his team.
Yes.
He wants to help his team.
35 seconds, guys, and Lexington Catholic 25, Lexington Henry Clay 8. Just 8 points in this first half so far. And Catholic's got the ball. They're probably not going to have too many more than that. Talbot to the basket, won't go, and coming out there with it, Campbell. Campbell wanting to push it. Campbell bounces right side. Colby Barnes with a nice lay-in.
Nice fast break push there by Campbell. Kobe Barnes, the finish. Cut it to 15. Get a stop here.
25-10. Talbot's got it 6 seconds. Talbot kicks it in the corner. Here's a shot. Won't go for Morris. Peter Whitman there battling. Picked up by Mitchell. And that's going to do it for the first half. And what a big half for the Knights of Lexington Catholic. They lead Henry Clay 25-10 here at halftime. Lexington Catholic on top here on PrepSpin. Thanks for watching tonight on PrepSpin.com and listening on WVLK. We'll be back in a couple of minutes here with halftime. Lexington Catholic 25, Henry Clay 10.
Choosing a college is about setting a course, a path that leads to your destination. At EKU, the adventure is what lies in between. Eastern Kentucky University. Great journeys begin here.
This is a special place.
Our home court advantage.
With the support of our fans and the Big Blue Nation, we can accomplish anything.
That same hometown advantage can be yours at Central Bank.
With their winning personal service, Central is passionate about helping me succeed.
They're always behind me, helping guide my financial strategy, and they can help you too.
Think local.
Grow local.
Bank local. Put Central Bank's hometown advantage to work for you.
Kentucky Children's Hospital is here to care for Kentucky's kids. From primary care to serious illness, we are specially trained to address their unique needs. Kentucky Children's Hospital is one of only 2 hospitals in the state with specially trained pediatric surgeons, a level 4 NICU for the tiniest babies, a pediatric ICU, and a 24-hour pediatric emergency room to care for the most critically ill or injured children. We are here to provide whatever care your child needs.
I'm Todd Graves with special guest Les Miles. Fans seem to have a set of game day traditions they really love.
And one tradition I really love is the one love of Raising Cane's. The delicious taste of those fresh, never frozen chicken fingers, along with that amazing cane sauce, lemonade, and sweet tea.
Wow, I think that covers every game day tradition out there.
You didn't mention my sweet dance moves.
That's a whole other show. Raising Cane's, one love.
The Kentucky Center for Orthodontics, home of Doctors Durbin, Wong, and Gardner, is now Clear Choice Orthodontics. Why the name change, you ask? Well, we believe that there's only one choice for all your orthodontics needs, and that choice is clear. Clear Choice Orthodontics. We offer a unique level of care for each smile in your family. We also feature the latest in Invisalign technology and Invisalign Teen. Put our award-winning experience to work for you. For a lifetime of beautiful smiles, come visit the most outstanding orthodontist in Kentucky, Clear Choice Orthodontics, home of Doctors Durbin, Wong, and Gardner.
All S, all P, all O, R, T, S Sports. Pick it up at all sports. Pick it up at all sports.
In Fayette Mall on Facebook and Twitter, locally owned and operated since 1972.
Welcome back here to halftime. Gary Ball with Justin Cheatham and Griffin Brixey, our intern, William Warfield, Aaron Rose, and thanks to you folks watching on PrepSpin tonight and listening on WVLK, simulcasting both radio and PrepSpin tonight. And Coach Cheatham, I tell you what, Henry Clay couldn't get anything to drop, but Lexington Catholic's not exactly tearing it up here tonight from the field, but yet they lead here at halftime, 25-10.
Right, Gary. We talked in the pregame about nerves and the atmosphere of this gym and the excitement and the importance of getting some good looks, some easy early baskets. Well, they certainly need a team listen. They shot Henry Clay 6 threes, 0 for 6. Lexington Catholic 11 threes, 0 for 11. You think somebody needs to make a layup? Yeah, well, it was Michael Talbot. He goes 4 for 6, all 4 layups. He has 8 points. Tanner Johnson can't make a shot. He's 0 for 5, 3 for 10 overall, but he's still rebounding the basketball. If you're Henry Clay, you shot 14% in the first quarter, and now you made 2 of your last 3, so that's what you build on if you're Daniel Brown in the locker room. Guys, we made 2 of our last 3. You got your percentage up to 20%.
But Bricks, it's not like they're not getting good looks. Jordan Houston's got some good looks. They're going halfway down the basket, coming out. And then Isaiah Tisdale got a little frustrated there in the first half. especially with the technical foul. So he'll get it going here. But I think the key is Felix Wilson and Dakari Campbell need to start knocking down some shots. Otherwise, Catholic may blow them out of this building.
Yeah, Dakari Campbell's got 2. Felix still has yet to score. Like you said, it's just Catholic's defense, their half-court defense is really frustrating Henry Clay. Henry Clay cannot get anything going offensively. And then offensively for Catholic, they're just taking their time, doing what they want to do, getting the shots they wanted. It took a minute for Tanner Johnson to get going. Then he finally got to the rim, got some easy buckets. And, now he's ready to go.
He's got 8 rebounds. 22 rebounds for Catholic, 8 of those by Tanner Johnson. 15 rebounds tonight by Clay. Jordan Houston has 4 rebounds to lead the way there. Kobe Barnes has 4 points. Then you got 3 rebounds by Wilson. What are some other numbers that are telling, I think, is when you look at the turnovers. Henry Clay only has 4 turnovers, so it's not the turnover bug that's hurt them. It's just the fact they can't put it in the basket right now.
Right. Well, Lexington Catholic is doing a good job of making Henry Clay play defense for about 10 to 15 seconds before they get into their offense. Multiple times in that second quarter, we saw Michael Talbot standing out here at half court, putting the ball on his hip, take a couple of deep breaths. Lexington Catholic players are moving without the ball. Then they get into their offense, make Henry Clay play defense for about 20 seconds, 30 seconds, attack the rim. And then what happens is Henry Clay then tries to force some shots that really aren't there, play at an even faster pace than they want to, trying to get it all back at once, and shots just not falling. Then you got to go back and play defense again. The life is all in Lexington Catholic's defense and offense right now.
And like you said, Coach, when Catholic speeds this, Henry Clay up on the defensive side, and then they come to offense and they hold for 45 seconds, sometimes even close to a minute at one point.
Yeah, well, the overall scoring for the game so far, it's Barnes with 4 points, Campbell with 2, Houston with 2, but the big story, Tisdale, 2 points and 3 fouls. So he sat for a long time in the second quarter. It'll be interesting to see how long Daniel Brown will keep him on the bench. You know, with 3 fouls, you're down 15. Probably not going to keep him on the bench very long, especially if that lead balloons to 20. Probably going to go ahead and put him back in. For Lexington Catholic, Michael Talbot with 8 points. Just some beautiful drives again. Some of those drives that just made the defense disappear. Griffin with 6 points. Ogbugu with 2 points. Tanner Johnson with 7 points. And Reese Ryan, 2 points and 3 rebounds. So at half, Henry Clay 10, Lexington Catholic 25. Griffin, what does Henry Clay do?
Well, at this point, you have to forget about the first half. You struggled offensively. You gave up easy buckets defensively, so you basically have to start over. And I think you have to pressure Catholic into getting some turnovers, getting some fast break, easy buckets to get your offense going. That way get the momentum back on your side and try and trim the lead as much as possible. And if you're Catholic, you're trying to keep playing your game. You're not wanting to get sped up by Henry Clay's pressure. You just want to keep doing what you've been doing that's been successful for you the whole first half and see if it can keep working for you throughout and then finish the game strong.
Well, as Henry Clay makes their way out of the locker room to start warming up for the second half, I think about the possession late in the second half when Henry Clay moved the ball well and they got a good look from Jordan Houston, who knocked down a jump shot. I think they have to go back to that, Gary.
We're going to step out, take a break here on PrepSpin at WVLK. Halftime 25-10. Lexington Catholic leading Henry Clay. We'll return here on PrepSpin at WVLK 590.
By the numbers, Whitaker Bank loves the Kentucky communities we serve.
There are 50 Whitaker Bank locations serving Kentucky communities just like mine.
61 Whitaker Bank ATMs throughout Kentucky make getting quick access to cash easy.
Whitaker Bank staff serves the needs of nearly 70,000 Kentucky customers every day.
We share your passion, Kentucky. Love the bank that loves you back. Whitaker Bank is uniquely Kentucky.
Folks, this is Gary Ball, and you hear my catchphrase, soup and a sandwich. When I want the best potato soup and prime rib sandwich, I head over to Rafferty's Restaurants after my games. Check out Rafferty's 9 great locations throughout Kentucky, and all you teens, you can eat at Rafferty's before those big ball games. The open prime rib sandwich is what legends are made of. Ask Joe B. Hall, the legend himself, it's his favorite. Rafferty's a big supporter of high school sports throughout Kentucky. Rafferty's, where the special is you.
Kentucky Children's Hospital is here to care for Kentucky's kids. From primary care to serious illness, we are specially trained to address their unique needs. Kentucky Children's Hospital is one of only 2 hospitals in the state with specially trained pediatric surgeons, a level 4 NICU for the tiniest babies, a pediatric ICU, and a 24-hour pediatric emergency room to care for the most critically ill or injured children. We are here to provide whatever care your child needs.
In 1956, Gene Lowe started a small sporting goods store in London to help local schools. Over 50 years later, Lowe's Sporting Goods has grown to meet the needs of our community. We offer screen printing, lettering, and monogramming, and a full line of custom trophies for your teams and events. Lowe's has fan apparel from the NFL, UK, and all of our local schools. So no matter what team, no matter what season, Lowe's can outfit your team from head to toe, on the field, on the hardwood, or in the boardroom. Swing on over to Lowe's Sporting Goods, 901 Main Street in London and 916 Master Street in
Choosing a college is about setting a course, a path that leads to your destination. At EKU, the adventure is what lies in between. Eastern Kentucky University. Great journeys begin here.
I'm Todd Graves with special guest Les Miles. Fans seem to have a set of game day traditions they really love.
And one tradition I really love is the one love of Raising Cane's. The delicious taste of those fresh, never frozen chicken fingers, along with that amazing cane sauce, lemonade, and sweet tea.
Wow, I think that covers every game day tradition out there.
You didn't mention my sweet dance moves.
That's a whole other show. Raising Cane's, one love.
Back with Coach Justin Cheatham and Griffin Brixey. Great to have you back with us, Griff. We enjoyed working with you on that Henry Clay game a few weeks ago over at Clay. Aaron Rose and William Warfield producing here on PrepSpin. Great job, guys. We understand we got just a couple of folks watching tonight on PrepSpin. And for my daughter up in Northern Kentucky, if you finally got us, there's not a charge to watch this game on PrepSpin. It is free. Deanna, my daughter, and a granddaughter, Peyton, up in Northern Kentucky, they should have it on by now. But Coach, it's just a great thing that we've added here with William Warfield and PrepSpin have been able to bring these games to folks in quality, high definition. I've had so many people come into this gym and throughout the area saying they've really enjoyed watching this 11th region tournament on PrepSpin, and it's been a lot of fun for you and I to bring it to them.
Right, well, just think about how many locals head south in the winter, especially when you have 17 inches of snow. I mean, I know a couple that they stuck with it as long as they could, and last week when they saw the forecast, they just got in the car and headed to Florida. Well, they can tune in right now and see all this action live on PrepSpin.
So we're about 2-3 minutes away from the second half, guys. I tell you what, if Henry Clay's shooting woes continue, it's going to be a long night. But if they start knocking down some shots, you're only down 15 with a three-point play, guys. That's not that big of a deal, really.
Well, Griffin was exactly right. Forget about the scoreboard right now. Start over. In your mind, it's 0-0. You've got to get stops first. And then offensively, you don't have to get it all back at once. You run your offense, you're patient, you get good shots. But then they have to fall. You're going to shoot 20% on those good shots, you're going to lose.
We'll step out for a final break, come back here on WVLK and PrepSpin. We'll be back after this final timeout.
This is a special place.
Our home court advantage.
With the support of our fans and the Big Blue Nation, we can accomplish anything.
That same hometown advantage can be yours at Central Bank.
With their winning personal service, Central is passionate about helping me succeed.
They're always behind me, helping guide my financial strategy, and they can help you too.
Think local.
Grow local.
Bank local. Put Central Bank's hometown advantage to work for you.
Folks, this is Gary Ball, and you hear my catchphrase, soup and a sandwich. When I want the best potato soup and prime rib sandwich, I head over to Rafferty's restaurants after my games. Check out Rafferty's 9 great locations throughout Kentucky, and all you teens, you can eat at Rafferty's before those big ball games. The open prime rib sandwich is what legends are made of. Ask Joe B. Hall, the legend himself, it's his favorite. Rafferty's is a big supporter of high school sports throughout Kentucky. Rafferty's, where the special is you.
The Kentucky Center for Orthodontics, home of Doctors Durbin, Wong, and Gardner, is now Clear Choice Orthodontics. Why the name change, you ask? Well, we believe that there's only one choice for all your orthodontics needs, and that choice is clear. Clear Choice Orthodontics. We offer a unique level of care for each smile in your family. We also feature the latest in Invisalign technology and Invisalign Teen. Put our award-winning experience to work for you. For a lifetime of beautiful smiles, come visit the most outstanding orthodontist in Kentucky, Clear Choice Orthodontics, home of Doctors Durbin, Wong, and Gardner.
You know, their heads are up. They look ready to play. These next 4 minutes are just vital. These next 4 minutes will tell about the rest of the half.
I think the key, Griffin Brixey, is going to be Isaiah Tisdale, what he can do here in the second half, because without Jeremiah, he is definitely the glue of this ball club. He needs to come out and really kind of will his game. He's got great games. He's got to come out here in the second half and show what he's capable of doing, because we know he's a great player.
Yeah, at this point in the season, big players got to step up in big games. Now it's his time with 16 minutes left. Let's see if this will be just the beginning or the end of the road for Henry Clay.
You're watching tonight on PrepSpin and simulcasting on Radio WVLK. Gary Ball, Justin Cheatham, Griffin Brixey, Aaron Rose, and William Warfield. Bounce pass down low, goes now to Houston, backing in, lowering the shoulder, fakes, goes right, wide open layup, and he missed the layup. My goodness, that's been the story of the night.
Right, just can't believe it.
Down the other way, they hand it now to Booth, and he has it blocked. Here comes Tisdale. Tisdale, left side, it goes Wilson. Wilson down the lane, little scoop, put it in, he's fouled. He will get the soup and the sandwich from Rafferty's.
Good pass. The emotion by Wilson right there. Hopefully that's the ignition Henry Clay needs to get back in this game slowly but surely.
You know, it looks like Lexington Catholic started this quarter in a 1-box chasing Tisdale. Somebody's going to have to step it up.
Wilson completes a three-point play, and it's 25-13. Catholic lead a dozen here as we start the second half here on PrepSpin.com. And what a crowd in here tonight, guys. This is a loud crowd. It's not a full house, but it's very loud.
Right, and that three-point play brought the Henry Clay student section back to life, but you can bet the Lexington Catholic section won't be outdone.
Down the lane, Talbot,
and
he puts it in, and he's fouled Talbot down. He's shaken up.
That was such a bad fall. He drives left, goes up, gets bumped underneath, comes down hard on his arm, but he grabbed it at first, and I was concerned, but he's now right back up and going to the free throw line and not showing any signs of injury. So Talbot, who's 5 for 7, heads to the free throw line with 10 points, 3 rebounds, and boy, Griffin, that was a fall.
That's one of those, just like you said earlier, no, yes.
Yeah, goes in and finishes, falls about as hard as you can fall, gets up, matches the Henry Clay three-point play.
And if Terry would turn that mic off in the studio, we're getting feedback there. So Terry, if you turn that mic off there in the studio, we're getting feedback. 28-13, sorry I couldn't tell you during the break, but 7:07 to go here in the third period. And it is Lexington Catholic leading by 15, guys. It's been all nights here tonight. We apologize earlier. We had a little phone line difficulty here at Eastern. I think next year we're going to change up this vector here. I'm not liking this vector too much on VLK. Here's Campbell's three. Off the iron, no, but there's Wilson to track it down. Down low, Tisdale turning. He's going to be fouled by Walker Booth.
Well, if you're Henry Clay, you just got to keep fighting. You got to keep playing. You had a good start to the quarter. Michael Talbot comes down and matches it with a three-point play of its own. Henry Clay on this trip, something positive happens, gets back to the free throw line. Isaiah Tisdale, where he's 0 for 3 tonight, 1 for 5, needs to see the ball go through the net.
So Tisdale, free throw rattles in and out. Isaiah, I talked to him out at the Scholastic Ball Report TV show, WKYT. He said the worst thing he hated about it is he was really looking forward to playing this season with his brother Jeremiah, because Jeremiah's a senior, of course. Isaiah got the second one. 28-14. Guys, what do you think? Henry Clay got enough in the tank?
You know they do. They just have to cherish every possession and maintain this kind of defensive intensity.
Tanner Johnson for the Knights works it across the line. Knights in their black tonight. Thanks for listening to WVLK and PrepSpin. Right side it goes Booth. He hangs, has it blocked from behind by Jordan Houston. What a block by Houston. Here's Wilson quickly to the basket, hops off glass. No, tapped up Tisdale. And out front it comes. Dakari Campbell's got it. Campbell, he goes in the corner to Wilson. Back out now to Campbell with 6:25 in the third. Wilson bounce passes now to Houston. Back to Felix Wilson. Wilson working there on Michael Talbot. Talbot took a hard spill. Looks like he's okay, Coach.
He sure did. I'm glad to see that he was able to bounce right back up. Goes to the free throw line. Doesn't look like he's bothered at all.
Wilson pounded it down. Reese Ryan on him defensively with 6:05 here. 28-14. Catholic leading Henry Clay. Wilson wrap around into the paint. Kicks it over to Tisdale. He hangs and knocks it down.
Boy, that was good. Patient offense by Henry Clay. Allows them to set their press as well. And they get the turnover.
There's a turnover by Catholic. Give it back to Clay. You know what? This is interesting, guys. This is interesting. If they knock down a three here and get this down to 9, I think psychologically it's going to work in Henry Clay's favor.
And Catholic's off to after the sloppy start by both teams. Catholic was able to get going in the first half.
Yeah.
Now Henry Clay was able to get going in this half, and like we said, slowly start chipping away at the lead.
Wilson set to put it in play. He has a little question with the ref. Now they give it out to Colby Barnes. He'll be playing his football at Eastern Illinois. Here's Wilson backing it back out of the Tisdale. Back to Wilson. Lines up the three. Got it.
Gary, you called it. There's the 3. 9-point game. Henry Clay believes again.
But I'm not Nostradamus. Don't go that far. 28-19. 9-point lead. Here come the Blue Devils. Over it comes now to Reese Ryan. Backdoor he goes. Catch by Johnson. Tanner hanging. Throws it up and in. Big shot there by Johnson.
Strong move down low by Tanner Johnson.
30-19 on the Tanner Johnson finish. Campbell swing it around now to Colby Barnes. Out to Wilson, goes off his knee, goes back and picks it up. Henry Clay had it down to 9. That's Tisdale. Out to Wilson. Wilson slicing to the basket, off glass. No, tapped up. Talbot's got it. Michael Talbot for Catholic. Kicks it over to Tanner Johnson. Fakes, backs up, lines up the 3. Bullseye.
Boy, shooters shoot. It doesn't matter that he was 0 for 6. He shot that one like he was 6 for 6.
Lead back to 14. Here's Colby Barnes, 15-footer front of the iron. No, rebounded by Griffin of Lexington Catholic. Jared Griffin with 4:45. Over it comes now to Reese Ryan. Reese Ryan trying to steady everybody down. Back out to Griffin with 4:36 to go in the third. Lexington Catholic 33, Henry Clay 19 here at the boys 11th region basketball tournament in front of a nice crowd. Griffin, right side free throw line extended, is going to line up the 3. Bullseye.
Catholic starting to get hot from behind the three-point line, and I tell you what, they start knocking down three-pointers, this game can get spread real quick.
What a run by Catholic after Henry Clay had knocked it down, got it down to 9 points, Coach. It's now extended back to 17 in a hurry.
Right, Lexington Catholic once again, great teams answer the bell. That's exactly what they did just there. Henry Clay makes a run, Lexington Catholic answers.
We'll be back on WVLK and PrepSpin in 30 seconds with Lexington Catholic leading 36-19.
By the numbers, Whitaker Bank loves the Kentucky communities we serve.
Whitaker Bank supports 496 Kentucky schools.
Over 282,000 students benefit from Whitaker Bank's Kentucky education initiatives.
Whitaker Bank has contributed almost $441,000 to education programs for the advancement of Kentucky's youth.
We share your passion, Kentucky.
Love the bank that loves you back.
Whitaker Bank is uniquely Kentucky.
Along with Justin Cheatham and Griffin back here on PrepSpin at WVLK with Field and Terry Murphy. Down low it goes Houston. Back it goes Barnes. Barnes hanging, won't go. Battle around. Felix Wilson's got it. He goes back to Colby Barnes. Barnes, a little floater, knocks it down. Colby Barnes with a nice little floater.
Offensive rebound there for Henry Clay. Leads to a basket. Cuts it back down to a 15-point lead, Catholic.
36-21 now. Catholic by 15. Talbot to the basket, lays it in, and we're going to have a...
That's a blocking call, so...
Late call, too.
We're going up for another and one. Michael Talbot already with 13 points.
And Tisdale just picked up his 4th foul.
Right, so make it 15 points for Talbot. Goes to the free throw line, and I mean, how many times have we seen that tonight? Michael Talbot drive.
I don't know that I like that call, though. (38-21), 3:43. Leander Ridgeway in there for Tisdale for the Blue Devils. 3:43. Bryan Station waits the winner tomorrow night for the 11th Region crown at 7:30 right here at McBrayer Arena here on PrepSpin and WVLK. Free throw rolls out of there for Talbot. Normally an outstanding free throw shooter, Coach. Missed that one. In the corner goes to Campbell. Back to go to Barnes. Over to Ridgeway. Back to Barnes. Backing in. A hook shot. Off the iron, no. Rebounded by Johnson.
Boy, no second chance there. Lexington Catholic, good job on the weak side rebound. And now they're going to run a little clock again, which is smart, you know. Don't get in too fast of a pace with Henry Clay.
Johnson's three, nothing but net. Tanner Johnson, an NBA three. He makes it the biggest lead Catholic's had now, 41-21. And Tanner Johnson starting to feel it now with 15 points.
Well, when he starts to feel it, Gary, it's sunset and evening star. Tanner Johnson, when he starts pulling it up from that far back.
All he needed to do was see the ball go in the net.
Yeah.
Campbell bounces down to Houston to Barnes. Barnes to the basket off glass, no. And a foul on the floors. Barnes took it strong to the basket. Foul on the floor before the shot there by Colby. 2:45 in the third. We're going to get back in for Henry Clay. Justin Mitchell going out will be Colby Barnes. 2:45 to play, and Lexington Catholic 41, Henry Clay 21, and Bryan Station won big earlier over Lafayette 64-48.
Right, but Gary, just 2 minutes ago it was a 9-point ball game. It just shows you the ability to score in bunches of Lexington Catholic.
Campbell over now to Mitchell. Mitchell trying to go down low, and ball blocked there by Johnson. Tanner comes out of there, kicks it over to Jared Griffin. He hangs, bump, put it in, and he's fouled, and they'll count the basket, the soup and sandwich for Jared Griffin.
Well, the lid's not on that rim anymore because that was a really, really tough layup to make. Jared Griffin stops, turns, hits the shot from the short corner, and now he goes to the line for the and one. Just great shooting here in the second half by Lexington Catholic. So Jared Griffin 3 for 7 overall, 4 for 4 from the free throw line, 11 points, but 3 of the Knights in double figures right now.
Griffin missed the free throw, but the lead is big, 43-21 for the Knights. Wilson to the basket, off glass, no, but he draws the foul, so Felix will go to the line. Again, tonight we're broadcasting, simulcasting on WVLK Radio and PrepSpin. And championship tomorrow night at 7:30. Bryan Station against the winner here right now. Here late in the third, it's looking like it's going to be a Bryan Station Catholic championship game tomorrow night.
Right, Station just really dominant for 32 minutes. In this game, you know, we've played a little over half. Catholic has been dominant 80% of the time. You had that one little run by Henry Clay, cut it to 9, but wow, Lexington Catholic comes right back. 2 and 1s, 2 3-pointers, 22-point lead.
Second one, and he got that one to roll in. Wilson, 1 of 2 at the line, makes it 43-22. As Coach Cheatham said just earlier in this quarter, this was a 9-point ball game. Now it's back to 21 because Tanner Johnson is starting to line it up. They give it to him right side. He's wanting another one. This one is good again. Tanner Johnson is unconscious. He's, as I like to say, it's fuego. He's on fire.
Right. It's fun to watch, actually. I mean, it really is. It's something special to see Tanner Johnson when he gets hot.
Mitchell.
Because he can shoot from anywhere.
Bounce pass down low, and they give it now. They lob it back out now to Ridgeway. He slices to the basket and rolls it in. Nice tough shot by the silky smooth lefty, Leander Ridgeway. 46-24. Now Johnson has 18 points. Griffin kicks it over to Ryan. They're looking for Tanner out front. Here it is, and that one's off the mark.
He pulled that one from about 40.
That was beyond NBA. Over to Ridgeway. He lines up one out of the right side, knocks it down. The official right there saying toe on the line.
Ridgeway, 2 big baskets right in a row there. Trying to get something going for Henry Clay.
Talbot, and he's going to call a timeout. And they're having to refrain Mr. Wilson there a little bit. Minute 14 to go here in the third. It's all Catholic. The Knights 46, Henry Clay 26. We'll return here on WVLK and PrepSpin.com.
By the numbers, Whitaker Bank loves the Kentucky communities we serve.
1,876 small businesses in Kentucky were financed by Whitaker Bank last year.
Whitaker Bank helped 2,415 Kentucky families make a house a home last year by financing their mortgage.
Over $3 million loaned to Kentucky families and small businesses to help them achieve their dream.
We share your passion, Kentucky. Love the bank that loves you back. Whitaker Bank is uniquely Kentucky.
Tournament on WVLK and PrepSpin. Gary Ball, Justin Cheatham, Griffin Brixey, our intern tonight. William Warfield and Aaron Rose producing on PrepSpin. Terry Murphy back in the studios of WVLK. Earlier tonight, Bryan Station won convincingly, Coach Cheatham, 64-48 over a very good Lafayette team.
An excellent Lafayette team. Bryan Station just has looked spectacular in both of their appearances.
Wrap around by Johnson, missed it though. And Peter Whitman's got it. Whitman lost a handle on it, picked up, and won't go there for Agbugu. Coming out there with it is Mitchell for Henry Clay. Mitchell hands it to Felix Wilson, slices down the lane. Mitchell right side. Houston puts it up and in. There was some contact there. Probably should have been a foul.
Yeah, very similar to the play where Talbot drove and got the N1, no call.
That was definitely a foul. Here's Talbot down the lane, little floater, got it. Talbot.
He can make that shot all day. Now 15 points for Talbot.
He can make that in his bedroom at home sleeping. Kid's got some moves around the basket, doesn't he?
He sure does.
48-28, late in the third period. Wilson a three. Got it!
Listen, Wilson has not given up on his team. 10 points, 5 rebounds, 2 for 3 from the three-point line.
48-31, ball knocked away, diving on the floor, Ridgeway, and then it's stolen by Wilson. Does he get the shot off? The official's going to count it. He's going to count it. So Houston with the beater buzzer at the third. 48-31. We'll come back with the final quarter here with Lexington Catholic 48, Henry Clay 31 on PrepSpin and WVLK.
Folks, this is Gary Ball, and you hear my catchphrase, soup and a sandwich. When I want the best potato soup and prime rib sandwich, I head over to Rafferty's Restaurants after my games. Check out Rafferty's 9 great locations throughout Kentucky, and all you teens, you can eat at Rafferty's before those big ball games. The open prime rib sandwich is what legends are made of. Ask Joe B. Hall, the legend himself, it's his favorite. Rafferty's a big supporter of high school sports throughout Kentucky. Rafferty's, where the special is you.
Kentucky Children's Hospital is here to care for Kentucky's kids. From primary care to serious illness, we are specially trained to address their unique needs. Kentucky Children's Hospital is one of only 2 hospitals in the state with specially trained pediatric surgeons, a level 4 NICU for the tiniest babies, a pediatric ICU, and a 24-hour pediatric emergency room to care for the most critically ill or injured children. We are here to provide whatever care your child needs.
My daughter Deanna, granddaughter Peyton, they're watching tonight on PrepSpin, and I tell you what, my daughter's a hairdresser, and with great clips, give her a shout out there. You've got daughters, Coach Cheatham, so you know exactly what it is, the bond between a father and his daughter, don't you?
That's exactly right, and I'll tell you, it's going on 10 o'clock. I hope my daughters are not watching right now.
Yeah.
They need to be in bed. They have school tomorrow.
I know, so does my granddaughter, but she wanted to watch a little bit of this game. Shout out to all you folks watching on PrepSpin. There's a few of them tonight, aren't there, Coach?
Just a few.
Knocked in, picked up there by Houston. How big was that shot they counted there by Wilson at the end of that third quarter, guys?
Well, Garrett, they came back after with the quarter started and took the points off the board.
Took it off the board. Good call there, Griffin Brixey. Way to go there, young fella. First I saw the 33 up there. Now as Bricks clears it up for us, I see 31 up there.
Yeah, and I'm confused by that because one official called it good and then went to half court and called it good again.
Aaron Rose, one of our producers here, was on top of it too. He said that basket didn't count. Ridgeway, well, they got to make some free throws. When you're down 48-31 to this Catholic team, you can't continue shooting free throws at the pace that Henry Clay is. Kind of like Lafayette was really frigid at the line against that good Bryan Station team earlier.
All right, 22% from the three-point line, 37% from the free throw line is Henry Clay. Lexington Catholic, 45% shooting overall.
48-32. Catholic by 16. You have lead in leather. Here's Talbot down the middle, the magician. He kicks it over to Reese Ryan, that great quarterback on that football team. Jared Griffin. Griffin backs it back out of there. Griffin tonight has 11 points, 18 for Tanner Johnson. But, boy, Johnson's just been in fuego here in this third and fourth quarter, hasn't he? And there's going to be a 5-second call, I believe. Good defense there by Clay.
Yep, good defense. I'll tell you, Felix Wilson still playing ball. 10 points, 5 rebounds, great defense, and forces the 5-second call there. Ball goes back to Henry Clay.
48-32. Tomorrow night, the championship. We'll have all the extraordinary producers here tomorrow night, too, right, Mr. Rose, Mr. Warfield? Yeah, gotcha. That'll be the championship game. WVLK will carry that game as well with Terry Murphy. Kick it in the corner, and ball knocked away. Good steal there by R-squared Reese Ryan. He just stripped it away there from Leander Ridgeway.
Yeah, Henry Clay has to have something just about every possession because they're not going to have that many possessions left. Lexington Catholic is going to run some clock every time they touch the ball.
Ball knocked away. Ridgeway goes out of bounds. And I tell you what, though, I'm looking here at Henry Clay, Griffin Brixey. Tisdale's a junior. Ridgeway's a junior. Jordan Houston's a junior. Then you look on down, Mitchell's a junior. What is Tariq Smith? He's a senior. Of course, you do lose Colby Barnes. He's a senior.
And Felix, a point guard, is senior too.
Right, yeah. So you got a couple losses there. Johnson throws it up, pulled out of there by Houston. I think Houston could be a really, really good player next year.
Yeah, he's continued to improve this year and had a good game tonight.
Wilson has it rejected by Peter Whitman. Of course, remember his older brother, Jack Whitman, was one of the top players in the state his senior year. He's playing at William & Mary right now.
Yeah, just a great bloodline there. Whitman blocks that one. 3 fouls for Whitman, but 4 big rebounds.
In the game, Simpson, I think, checked in there. Yeah, first time we've seen Jaquez Simpson, a junior. He's in there in the game as well now for Henry Clay. 48-32. Winner gets Bryan Station tomorrow night in the 11th region title to the basket. Wilson rolls in there. Boy, Felix Wilson. You talk about a kind roll. The rim was kind that time.
Yeah, well, the 3 was there. Felix Wilson drives. That should have been the first quarter strategy for Henry Clay. But, yeah, that hit the rim in about 8 different spots before it falls through.
We still have 6:13. Daniel Brown still working it over there on the sideline. Brandon Salzman for the Knights. Lexington Catholic trying to get to that title game. So is Henry Clay to take on Bryan Station. Bryan Station was definitely defenders of the station tonight, weren't they?
They looked wonderful.
Griffin to the basket. Jared Griffin lays it in.
Well, you try to double team trap Michael Talbot, and he'll make you pay, and that's what happens. He beats the trap, finds his teammate for the easy 2.
Wilson over to Mitchell, and he traveled with it, so turned it over. Turnover by Henry Clay with 5:52 to play. Stay tuned after the ball game tonight. We'll have our post-game show and interview and talk to the star of the game. In that first game, it was a no-brainer. It went to Taquan Clyte with 18 points and 13 rebounds.
Well, that's only the 5th turnover for Henry Clay. They're not turning the ball over. They're just missing shots.
Griffin, high archer won't go. There's Whitman to clean it up on the backside. Peter Whitman, who's played well tonight.
Yeah, Whitman not boxed out, able to get that weak side rebound and put back. And we've got a timeout. Henry Clay down 18 again.
52 to 34, 52-34. Catholic on top here, leading Henry Clay. We'll return here on WVLK and PrepSpin.com.
I'm Todd Graves with special guest Les Miles. Fans seem to have a set of game day traditions they really love.
And one tradition I really love is the one love of Raising Cane's. The delicious taste of those fresh, never frozen chicken fingers, along with that amazing cane sauce, lemonade, and sweet tea.
Wow, I think that covers every game day tradition out there.
You didn't mention my sweet dance moves.
That's a whole other show.
Raising
Cane's, one love.
University, and with the entire crew here tonight, Gary Ball, Justin Cheatham, Griffin Brixey, our intern tonight out of Henry Clay, and William Warfield and Aaron Rose with PrepSpin, Terry Murphy producing. Big audience tonight, Coach. We're simulcasting on WVLK and PrepSpin, kind of like we did in the district tournament.
Right, well, two big games tonight, and right here you've got number 17, Henry Clay, and number 11, Lexington Catholic. But boy, it's been all Lexington Catholic.
Shot knocked down, and three-pointer by Wilson. They gave him 3 on that, guys. Well, his foot was inside the line from my angle, but he got a 3. Wilson quietly with a good ball game. 14 points now for Felix Wilson.
Right, he continues to fight. That's what you want to see.
52-37, 5:09. Backdoor Whitman. He catches off glass, no. And Barnes couldn't handle it. He had it. He was battling Mitchell there. Tapped it out of bounds. Let's look at some numbers. A reset. Felix Wilson with 15 to lead Clay. 18 for Johnson. Most of that here in the second half. 13 for Griffin. Talbot. The big three, as we like to call them, have combined for a total of 46 of the 52 points. And a shot put up and in there for Tanner Johnson, I believe it was. Or was that Talbot?
That was Tanner Johnson. So that'll be his 20th point, 10 rebounds. Just a whale of a second half.
They gave that basket to Talbot.
Oh.
It was Talbot on the driving layup.
Talbot, okay.
Shot out of the right side, won't go, and rebounded. They kick it in the corner. Wilson lines up another 3. Back of the rim, no. Wilson trying to track it down. Talbot's got it on a bust out. Talbot down the front court. Is going to bring it back out. Circle the wagons. Todd Johnson's going to line up a 3. Back of the rim, no. There's Barnes battling. Coming down there with it is Tisdale. Tisdale down the lane. Right side, hangs, won't go. Whistle, foul called against Lexington Catholic with 4:22 to play.
Yeah, 4:22 to play. Lexington Catholic just really playing Henry Clay style right now because they don't, I think, feel much of a threat any longer. Otherwise, Tanner Johnson wouldn't have shot that shot. Talbot, I think, did the right thing by pulling it out. Passes to Tanner. He's knocked down a few tonight. Probably would have been a better decision to run a little clock there.
Tisdale misses yet another free throw. He's 1 of 6, 5 points, 3 rebounds. Not your typical Isaiah Tisdale numbers. He normally scores about 18, 19 points a game.
Right, a frustrating night for Tisdale. Great talent, great talented player. Whatever happens here tonight, you know that good things are in store for that young man.
Missed them both. He is 1 of 7 at the charity stripe. The lead is 17, 54-37. Looks like it's going to be a Bryan Station Catholic showdown tomorrow night for the region title. Peter Whitman, who's been big, over to Griffin, lines it up, and back of the rim, no. Rebounded by Wilson. Felix now wanting to take it in the middle. Cut off by Johnson, spinning. Kicks it back out now to Mitchell. Mitchell down the lane. He stops, and short front of the iron, rebounded by Griffin. Griffin now in the ball game. That's his 4th rebound. But listen to this game by Tanner Johnson. 18 points, guys. 10 rebounds for Tanner Johnson. Got double-double. And you would consider really 7 of 18 shooting and 3 of 10 from 3. Not even one of his better games, but yet he's still got 18 and 10.
That's right. Started off ice cold, but it didn't phase his confidence whatsoever. Here in the second half, Tanner Johnson's knocked down some huge, beautiful-looking shots.
We'll have the regional title tomorrow night at 7:30 right here on PrepSpin at WVLK. Tanner Johnson tracks it down on the backdoor pass from Ryan. Spinning like a top. Barnes blocks it. Barnes gets a personal foul call. And that will be against Colby, his second foul. Team 6, 18 fouls against Catholic already. And Jordan Houston up off Daniel Brown's Henry Clay bench.
Well, you can bet Coach Daniel Brown will keep coaching. Even with this big lead, you look over there at Coach Salzman. He's pacing, he's coaching, he's working. You just don't rest this time of year until you see all zeros up there and you know you're moving on. Both coaches doing an excellent job.
Tanner Johnson now with 20 points and 10 rebounds. A 20-10 night for Johnson on an off night. I guess you'd have to say it was a little bit of an off night, wouldn't you?
For the way he started the game, I would consider it an off night.
Yeah,
but he definitely lit it up in the second half.
It's going to be a grab on Peter Whitman on the nice smooth attempt there by Jaquez Simpson. And that will send Simpson to the line for the Blue Devils. 3:27 to go. That's all that stands in the way of Lexington Catholic leading 56-37 over Henry Clay, of a showdown with Lexington Bryan Station, Lexington Catholic tomorrow night for all the marbles, as they say.
Well, at halftime,
I don't know
Henry
who says
Clay,
that, but somebody says it.
Somebody, all the marbles.
Somebody obviously likes to
have all the marbles.
Yeah.
Yep. Marbles used to be a big deal around here, I guess.
Free throw knocked down by Simpson. That's his first point of the ball game. Felix Wilson leading Clay with 15, as we said. But look at the big three, guys. Look at the big three. Talbot, Griffin, Johnson. They have combined for 50 of the 56 points.
Yeah, and you know the defensive intensity has been there. It just shows you how good these guys are.
Peter Whitman catches and scores the other way.
No-look pass from the quarterback.
Reese Ryan, the great quarterback, found Peter Whitman. Here's Ridgway, deep three. Got it!
Ridgway now 8 points in this game. He's had a good half.
58-42. Ryan fakes with the ball and shows him the ball and lays it up and in. Reese Ryan.
Reese Ryan just faked me out. I just looked over there at that fake to see who he was passing to. No, he goes in and finishes.
Simpson crossing over on Peter Whitman, and Peter Whitman's going to grab him a little bit, and that's going to foul Peter Whitman out of the ball game. So Whitman got his money's worth, didn't he, guys?
He sure did. He got in there and fought hard. Whitman finishes with 4 points, 5 rebounds. He did his job.
So he gets his money's worth. He plays about 10 minutes, gets 5 rebounds, 5 fouls. So, hey, no money coming back to him. No refund. 2:49 to go here in the game. And Daniel Brown, what a great job, Daniel Brown. Folks, you're watching this game on PrepSpin. Griffin Brixey, our intern, is from Henry Clay. Let me tell you right now, if Jeremiah Tisdale doesn't tear up an ACL, this is a totally different picture we're looking at here, because that kid is that good, and you know that, Coach. We're not making excuses for Daniel Brown. He doesn't want us to make excuses. They've had a great season, but the difference in this team is losing their superstar Jeremiah Tisdale to an ACL.
Right, and Coach Brown just looked at all his players and said, guys, keep playing. Yeah, we're down 17 now, 2:49. Yeah, you're probably going to lose this game. Yeah, Lexington Catholic played a heck of a great game, but you know what? We have to keep improving.
Right.
We have to keep fighting.
Keep playing through it. And Simpson got the both free throws, makes it 60-44 Catholic. 2:49. Ryan Trouble getting in, is going to call a timeout. So timeout with 2:49 to play. It's Lexington Catholic 60, Henry Clay 44. When we return on WVLK and PrepSpin.com.
The Kentucky Center for Orthodontics, home of Doctors Durbin, Wong, and Gardner, is now Clear Choice Orthodontics. Why the name change, you ask? Well, we believe that there's only one choice for all your orthodontics needs, and that choice is clear. Clear Choice Orthodontics. We offer a unique level of care for each smile in your family. We also feature the latest in Invisalign technology and Invisalign Teen. Put our award-winning experience to work for you. For a lifetime of beautiful smiles, come visit the most outstanding orthodontist in Kentucky, Clear Choice Orthodontics, home of Doctors Durbin, Wong, and Gardner.
Along with Griffin Brixey, Aaron Rose, William Moorfield, and Terry Murphy, 60-44. Thanks to Bob Roberts Insurance. Bob Roberts Insurance are here in Richmond, Kentucky on Main Street. They insure half the great state of Kentucky. Bob Roberts Insurance, they are proud to sponsor 11th Region Basketball. And Coach, we thank all of our sponsors here on the PrepSpin at WVLK. Rafferty's, of course, Rafferty's Restaurants, with a special as you.
We have wonderful sponsors, and I'll tell you what, they're making a good decision, because with the thousands of viewers that are tuning into this ball game and future games, this is where you want your ads to run.
Morris could get that one to go quickly the other way. Mitchell, he hangs off glass, no. Tapped around, pulled down by Reese Ryan. Ryan gives to Johnson. Now they give it up to Morris. Donovan, right side, and Morris to the basket, lays it up and in.
Yeah, the Henry Clay press, taking a lot of chances right now, of course. You know, you're down big. You're going to take chances. You're going to take risks. Lexington Catholic just handles the ball too well.
To the basket, hanging off glass. No good by Simpson, and whistle and foul called against Henry Clay. 62-44. Both games early are going to be similar in scoring. And, you got Catholic up 62-44. And Bryan Station won earlier over Lafayette, 64-48. So very close with 1:52 to play as Morris goes out and Agbugu back in for Catholic, and Jared Griffin and Tanner Johnson. Stay tuned after the game. We're going to talk to our star of the game. And right now, obviously, with 20 and 10 by Johnson, he's a strong candidate, although Talbot has 17 and 5.
You really have two players of the game in this situation. Both of those guys really stepped it up. But you're exactly right. Bryan Station, you think that Bryan Station and Lafayette is going to go triple overtime. You think this game is going to go triple overtime?
Blocked by Ryan on the shot by Wilson. Reese Reiner will be playing his college football at Western Kentucky this fall. And I would bet you right now from seeing that kid play, he's going to play down at Western. He's not going to be a guy you won't see in action. Might be a year or two, but he'll play at Western. He's that good. He's got the ball deep on the right corner in front of Mitchell. Minute 26. They're going to run some clock here. Good move by Brandon Salzman. Coach Salzman will try to get him on the postgame show as too. Griffin Brixey will round up all of our postgame interviews. And I don't think they'll say no to Mr. Brix, do you?
I wouldn't say no.
He is a big fella. What do you go, Griff? About 6'3",
310.
310, 6. Would you say no to 6'3", 310, Coach?
If I did, I'd have my running shoes on and I'd be ready to go.
Ready to roll,
I'd
baby.
be saying no as I was moving the other direction.
63-44. Catholic's going to advance, take on Station tomorrow night right here on WVLK and PrepSpin.
Even though it's not going to end the way Henry Clay wants it to, you got to be extremely, from a Henry Clay standpoint, you got to be extremely proud of making it this far, getting to the regional tournament, having success in the regional tournament, and as we said earlier, not making excuses, but without Jeremiah Tisdale.
Right. 42 seconds and timeout on the floor as it looks like Catholic wants to get some players in. And a couple things tonight, guys. Tanner Johnson started finding his stroke in the second half. He's got 20 points. Also, you look at Talbot with 17. The big three there, 50 of the 63 points by the big three, Johnson, Talbot, and Griffin. I guess you'd call it the law firm if you want to. And then you look at Henry Clay. Tisdale really struggled with his shot tonight. He only finished with 5 points on 1 of 7 at the line. But Felix Wilson finishes out a terrific career with 15 points, 6 rebounds.
Yeah, Gary, both teams come out shooting threes. Neither can hit the broad side of a barn. Both teams start to penetrate. Lexington Catholic able to convert, Henry Clay not. They get some space and, lead in ball, never let it go. Lexington Catholic just too strong.
42 seconds, that's all that remains here in this ball game. And Lexington Catholic, and they have gotten in the ball game. Joe Gilbert's got the basketball. He is in there. Also, Blake Scott has come into the ball game, and Scott's got it. He kicks it down in the corner there to Payne. That's the son of Kenny Payne, the coach of Kentucky, Zach Payne. They give it over to Payne, 18-footer, off the iron, no. And they lead it in, and Henry Clay's got it now. And Henry Clay picked off there by Catholic, coming down with a Gilbert down low, and it's laid up and in there by Payne. Payne gets him a basket for 4 seconds, 65-44, down to 2 seconds. And Henry Clay is going to fall to Lexington Catholic, 65-44. We'll come back. We'll try to grab Tanner Johnson and Coach Salzman on our postgame show as Lexington Catholic wins at 65-44 over Henry Clay. We'll return with a postgame on WVLK PrepSpin.
By the numbers, Whitaker Bank loves the Kentucky communities we serve.
Whitaker Bank supports 496 Kentucky schools.
Over 282,000 students benefit from Whitaker Bank's Kentucky education initiatives.
Whitaker Bank has contributed almost $441,000 to education programs for the advancement of Kentucky's youth.
We share your passion, Kentucky.
Love the bank that loves you back.
Whitaker Bank is uniquely Kentucky.
I'm Todd Graves with special guest Les Miles. Fans seem to have a set of game day traditions they really love.
And one tradition I really love is the one love of Raising Cane's. The delicious taste of those fresh, never frozen chicken fingers, along with that amazing cane sauce, lemonade, and sweet tea.
Wow, I think that covers every game day tradition out there.
You didn't mention my sweet dance moves.
That's a whole other show.
Raising Cane's.
One love.
In 1956, Gene Lowe started a small sporting goods store in London to help local schools. Over 50 years later, Lowe's Sporting Goods has grown to meet the needs of our community. We offer screen printing, lettering, and monogramming. and a full line of custom trophies for your teams and events. Lowe's has fan apparel from the NFL, UK, and all of our local schools. So no matter what team, no matter what season, Lowe's can outfit your team from head to toe, on the field, on the hardwood, or in the boardroom. Swing on over to Lowe's Sporting Goods, 901 Main Street in London and 916 Master Street in Cork.
This is a special place.
Our home court advantage.
With the support of our fans and the Big Blue Nation, we can accomplish anything.
That same hometown advantage can be yours at Central Bank.
With their winning personal service, Central is passionate about helping me succeed.
They're always behind me, helping guide my financial strategy, and they can help you too.
Think local.
Grow local.
Bank local. Put Central Bank's hometown advantage to work for you.
Joins us, and Tanner, the stroke wasn't going early, but the thing about you, it's what I like is no conscience. You're going to keep firing, and man, you start knocking down some NBA threes, and your ball club, once you get that stroke going, they really start looking for you, don't they?
Yeah, my teammates do a great job of finding me. I was really struggling to hit shots in the first half, but everybody just kept telling me to shoot it, so it finally started falling down for me in the third quarter.
I'll tell you what, if that's an off night, 20 points and 10 rebounds that you had tonight, 7 of 18 shooting, but I tell you, any high school player would take 20 and 10, so congratulations here in the regional tournament and against a team that you guys knew would be tough, but you hadn't played Henry Clay this year, had you?
Yeah, we haven't played Henry Clay all year, but we knew they were a really good team, but we just wanted to come out and prove to everybody that we're here to stay, and we're trying to make it to Rupp this year.
And at the beginning of the game, Tanner, we're talking with Tanner Johnson, both teams were struggling from the field. Could you put your finger on what that was all about?
I just thought both teams were playing really good defensively. It was a defensive battle for most of the first half, and then we just finally started hitting shots in the third quarter and kind of spread the lead out.
I call it the big three. I don't know what you call it, but I call it the big three. I'm talking to the law firm, okay, of Tanner Johnson, Michael Talbot, and Griffith. You guys combined tonight. At one point in this game, you had 50 of your 56 points, and you combined tonight for a total of, 50 points. So what is it about you, Talbot, and your teammate there, Griffin, that you guys just seem to have such great chemistry?
We've been playing with each other since we were in like 5th or 6th grade, so we kind of know where we're going to be before anybody else does. So that just really helps us find each other before anybody else knows. And we all just did a good job of getting to the basket and hitting shots today, and we came out with the victory.
How gratifying is it to know that you're in the regional championship game against Bryan Station tomorrow night? This is something you guys have dreamt about, and something you wanted is to go to that state tournament at Rupp Arena, and now you've got a good opportunity tomorrow night at 7:30.
Yeah, I've been thinking about this my entire life, and it's just awesome that we're able to make this this good run senior year. And it would just be awesome if we could end up in Rupp this year.
Well, before you go, what do you think are going to be the keys against Bryan Station?
We have to slow them down. They push it out a lot in transition, so we're going to have to slow it down a little bit and force them to take tough shots.
Well, great game. Thank you, 20 and 10, Tanner Johnson. We'll see you tomorrow night.
Thank you.
That's Tanner Johnson, our star of the game tonight, as he pumped in 20 and 10 tonight. And that was the microphone. And we'll come back and we'll try to grab Coach Salzman as well here as he wins at 65-44. We'll be back on PrepSpin. And actually, Coach Salzman making his way over here, so we may try to keep it right here and chat with him very quickly here tonight. Coach Salzman, 65-44 winner here. And Coach, you win tonight and convincingly over a good Henry Clay team. Did it matter, Coach, that you obviously didn't matter, but did it matter that you had not played Henry Clay this year?
I don't think so. You could put the Knicks in front of us right now, and we're going to compete.
Yeah.
It's tournament time in Kentucky high school basketball, and I've got 5 seniors who are going to play. They're going to fight you tooth and nail for everything they can get. So, and they did that tonight, and it was just an exceptional defensive effort by the whole team. I don't think you can single out one kid tonight for everything. Everybody did their job. They did exactly what we asked them to do, and we get, our reward is we get to turn around and play arguably, what a lot of people think is the best team in the 11th region, but I hope we got something to say about that.
Your big three tonight, I know you mentioned you can't really point anybody out, but Johnson, Talbot, Griffin, they combined for 50 points tonight for you.
Yeah, I heard, a guy called me and said that a couple guys were on here last night saying Tanner's a cheap shot and people and stuff like that, and that was just disappointing for me to hear. And and then Jared and Mike get left off the all-region team. Those I'd like to see any team that wouldn't want Jared Griffin, Tanner Johnson, or Michael Talbot starting on their team, because if they're there, by God, they're really, really good. So that was disappointing, but those guys battled through it. They let old coach get upset about that, and they just say, Coach, we just want the win.
Yeah, you just wanted 11th region crown, and like you said, Bryan Station, that's a team that is so quick and athletic. Like Tanner said, you're going to have to figure out a way to slow them down a little bit.
Yeah, CJ does a great job, and then Andre Davis's dad, Davon, played with me back at Lexington Catholic in 1992, and still one of my best friends in the whole world. And I sat with him actually before the game, watching him with his son, and it kind of reminded me of him. And he was one of the fiercest, toughest competitors that's ever played at Lexington Catholic. He ought to have his jersey retired at Lexington Catholic for what he did for our program when I was in school. So, it's a great. It'll be a great atmosphere. Bryan Station hasn't been there in a long time. They got great players. My guys are seniors. They've been waiting for this year their entire life.
Yep.
And now's the time for us to step up and get it done.
You both went close to the scores were similar the way Bryan Station beat a good Lafayette team and the way you beat a good Henry Clay team, but I don't know if that really means anything in the 11th region.
Nothing like that matters. It's just throw up the ball and see what happens. Hopefully we'll make a little more shots in the first half and guard like we did tonight.
One kid I got to point out here, I'm listening to you on what I don't think
Peter Whitman.
Yeah, Peter Whitman.
Absolutely.
Goodness gracious.
You think he served notice next year that he'll be a nice player as a junior?
You know what he also served notice as? He got his money's worth tonight.
He did.
He got his money's worth.
He played great. I thought he was exceptional. Walker Booth did a great job too, but Peter came in and did exactly what we needed to do.
Coach, you're in the 11th region title game, and your ball club right where it wants to be this time of year in the 11th region, toughest region in the state.
No question.
We'll see you tomorrow night. We'll have it both on the WVLK and PrepSpin. Thank you, Coach.
All right, guys. We'll see you soon.
We'll be back and wrap it up.
News Talk by Todd Graves with special guest Les Miles. Fans seem to have a set of game day traditions they really love.
And one tradition I really love is the one love of Raising Cane's. The delicious taste of those fresh, never frozen chicken fingers, along with that amazing cane sauce, lemonade, and sweet tea.
Wow, I think that covers every game day tradition out there.
You didn't mention my sweet dance moves.
That's a whole other show. Raising Cane's, one love.
This is a special place.
Our home court advantage.
With the support of our fans and the Big Blue Nation, we can accomplish anything.
That same hometown advantage can be yours at Central Bank.
With their winning personal service, Central is passionate about helping me succeed.
They're always behind me, helping guide my financial strategy, and they can help you too.
Think local.
Grow local.
Bank local. Put Central Bank's hometown advantage to work for you.
Folks, this is Gary Ball, and you hear my catchphrase, soup and a sandwich. When I want the best potato soup and prime rib sandwich, I head over to Rafferty's restaurants after my games. Check out Rafferty's 9 great locations throughout Kentucky, and all you teens, you can eat at Rafferty's before those big ball games. The open prime rib sandwich is what legends are made of. Ask Joe B. Hall, the legend himself, it's his favorite. Rafferty's a big supporter of high school sports throughout Kentucky. Rafferty's, where the special is you.
Choosing a college is about setting a course, a path that leads to your destination. At EKU, the adventure is what lies in between. Eastern Kentucky University. Great journeys begin here.
Justin Cheatham, and the coach always does a great job. We know you know we love you, Coach. And how about Brixie, guys? A high school kid, and that kid's got it going on, doesn't he? A senior in high school, and sitting there breaking it down like he did on the game tonight. I knew he was good, but I didn't know he was that good. But yeah, he's got a future in this business, and that's what it's all about, trying to groom guys to replace guys like old fossils like myself. There's got to be some young guys coming up, right, Mr. Warfield? And don't forget, you can check out the regional final tomorrow night. right here on PrepSpin and WVLK. Again, thanks to our broadcast partners. A final score again tonight, 65-44 Lexington Catholic over Henry Clay. Until tomorrow night, it'll be Bryant Station and Lexington Catholic for all the marbles, as they say in the 11th region. Championship game at 7:30 right here. For Terry Murphy, William Moorfield, Aaron Rose, Justin Cheatham, and Griffin Brixey and David Shropshire, this is Gary Ball saying so long from Eastern Kentucky University.
Hankins with a spin move to left hand, good. Back. Drives into the lane, goes up and good, and it's fouled. What a play by Jeremiah Bell.
Be good to go over there. I think Terry Johnson, a big dunk right there by Matt Rose. Nice dish, too.
Shot Davis down low. Good pass. Played up and in by Cal.
Looking down low. Oh, the alley-oop.
6 seconds. Got him. Back door and the dunk with authority.
Rose, right wing, Ferguson steps into a three. Got it.
Ferguson now 14 points in this.
The following sports broadcast is brought to you by Clear Choice Orthodontics, home of Doctors Durbin, Wong, and Gardner. By Sutherland Chevrolet over in Nicholasville. By Raising Cane's Chicken Fingers. By UK Healthcare, Orthopedic Surgery, and Sports Medicine. By Whitaker Bank, uniquely Kentucky. By Roberts Insurance and Investments. By UK Healthcare, Kentucky Children's Hospital. By Crown Trophy. Dallin Family Dentistry. Central Bank. Lowe's Sporting Goods. Raymond James. Richard Noonan is your agent. By News Talk 590 WVLK. And by Rafferty's. We now take you live to today's ball game in high definition on PrepSpin.